Welcome to the Projektor Tool training. In this video we will take a little tour around and look at everything. If you already know the Projektor Tool, you may skip this video and instead check out the What's New video of version 1.12. The first thing you may notice is that the look is rather dark. If you don't like that, you can change it in the menu Tools, Options, and here you can switch to one of the available themes. We have one that is even darker, and we also have 3 brighter ones. So pick what you like and change it as you want. Okay, I have already created an empty project just so that everything is filled here. So let's go through the program. On top we have a menu bar with a lot of menu entries. We will talk about some of them during this video. Below that we have a toolbar, new project, open project, save all projects, pretty much standard. Here we have 2 very interesting buttons. Let's start with the right one. Here you can create files for the update of the device software. You just select the device that you want to create the update software for, and it will create pclient and operating system. You can choose the USB stick right here, and it will put all necessary files on the USB stick. The one left to it is the project update button. Here you can download the project onto the device. In this version you have 3 ways of doing it. You can download it over with a USB stick, so you copy the project on a USB stick and then it goes into the device, or you can download via CAN and even Ethernet. Next we have auto backup, which automatically backups the project every so many minutes. We have shortcuts to the CAN mappings for CAN Freestyle, CAN Open, and J1939. Here we have a shortcut to the variable manager. We have, for preview purposes, the current language and unit, and we have a pclient simulator, which is really great because you can take a look at the project even without having a device at hand. Of course, now this one is empty. Okay, on the left we have the project tree. As I said, I have already created a project here, which by default contains 1 empty page. Everything that is added to the project, I will quickly add a frame here and maybe a numeric field or a button. Everything that will be added is listed in this project tree. Here's the frame, the numeric field, and the button. So this will fill up rather quickly. Below you have a satellite view of your main view. As you can see, I can move around. I can also zoom. Maybe zooming in makes more sense to show the satellite view. It's more interesting for bigger devices, of course, as here you can pretty much see the whole thing on the screen already. In the bottom we have the variable view. This is pretty much just a list of all the variables in the project. As you can see, there are a lot of variables already defined. They have to do with predefined functionality that you can use in every project and everything that has to do with the hardware, such as the display brightness, for example. You can also go to the variable manager from here by right-clicking and then edit in variable manager. Of course, editing is not possible for predefined variables. You can also create a new variable very quickly right here by clicking this button. Let me hide the predefined one, so now we have only this. And now you can open up the variable manager. You can change the data type as you like, minimum maximum value, default value, and other things. On the right, we have on top the object palette, which contains all the objects available in every project. You have a frame, which is your default standard object that has to go on a page because all the other objects will only go into frames. So this is like your mother object. The container is merely an object used to group elements. So let's say you have a specific order of objects and maybe you want to move all of them around without changing all this. Then you can create a container and put all of these objects in it. And now you can, okay, the container is now too big to move around, but if I make it a little bit smaller, I can move around all the objects without changing their order. Okay, very quickly, button doesn't need explanation. The arched and linear bar graph show certain levels of things. The meter object you know from every car. Numeric field is for numbers, string fields for texts. Tables are mostly used for diagnostic messages in J1939, or you can connect them with any array that you have created with data in JavaScript. We have a 2D graph that visualizes incoming data. We have list objects which can list several kinds of other objects like images or texts, and we have the picture graphic objects to show images. Below that we have the properties, also a very important element. They are sensitive and depending on the object that is currently selected. So for the numeric field you have things like minimum and maximum value, and same goes for the linear bar graph, where you also can set the colors for foreground and background. On the lower right you have an output window, which is mostly not that interesting. As you can see, it shows a list, it lists up the last modifications and things that you did. Usually not so important. What else? Yeah, of course, you not only have properties, but you also have events. Let's take a button because there it is more interesting. If you click on the Events tab, you can see a list of all the available events for the current object. So for a button, you have your on-press and on-release events, for example, where you can assign a certain action. For numeric fields, you have events like on value change, where you can execute, for example, a script when the value of the numeric field changes. Talking of JavaScripts, JavaScripts are included in the project tree. You can create a new one by clicking here. We have a set of examples, or you can just create an empty JavaScript, and it automatically opens the JavaScript editor where we can write your code. I will just create some arbitrary code and save the script file. And now you can, for example, put this JavaScript on a button and connect it to the onRelease event of the button. Alright, that's our little tour. Oh no, I forgot one more thing, the most important menu entry, the help entry. You can access it here or just by clicking F1. We have a great HTML based help, very good structure. You can browse around, take a look, or if you are looking for something, let's say for example you want to know what visibility is, you just can search and click and read about all the functionality. So that was our tour. I hope you had fun, and I hope you have fun in learning to know the Projektor tool. So get started. Thanks for watching.